Alrighty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everybody is enjoying their Tuesday morning. Let's jump in and talk about what we are looking at going into the morning here. So, Tuesday, we do have 10 a.m. news, consumer confidence jolts. Really like that. I want that to align with 950 macro. We'll kind of see what we want to do when 10 a.m. hits. Looking at kind of where we are in the market, we are continuing to consolidate in this area. When we zoom out, we can recognize, in my opinion, this is what I want to see. Standard deviation projection from this initial manipulation leg has been hit, and we're continuing to respect it. What happens after we continue to respect this? We go back to equilibrium of this range. So this is drawn out equilibrium of the entire price leg from this move. So I'm expecting to see a move today back to equilibrium of this price leg. We've had this move to the upside, came back down, respected consequent encroachment of that wick, started to continue to displace inside this range. Then we put in this SMT. SMT started to sell off, rebalanced price, again, continued to respect consequent encroachment now of this wick, took this recent low, now starting to displace. I could honestly possibly expect to see a move towards consequent encroachment, but right now it's not super clear. ES has come down, taken these internal equal lows. I would want to see this become a little buy model up to go take this high. Depends, though. We got to keep in mind this. We do have an SMT here. Order flow has been bearish, but based off of bigger time frame SD, I do think we will have a push up to equilibrium of the range. I think we do need to see a little bit more structure, though. So going into the morning, going to be patient. If it's not dumb clear, we're not going to take it. So extremely patient. Going into the morning, most likely going to be waiting for 10 a.m. news in 950 macro to kind of see what happens then. We'll kind of see the way price action starting to build in the morning once market opens. But I think we're going to get a better understanding at 950 and 10. Looks like ES is going to start drawing towards these highs here. So ES has already reached back into equilibrium, so do keep that in mind. Kind of what I want to see and what I want to watch for is once this high gets taken, NQ is probably not going to take this, so we will have an SMT. SMT's in a little bit of a weird spot, though, just because we have all this kind of highs up here. It is a little high resistance, but I could see a breakout. This SMT is still in play. ES has touched equilibrium, so NQ really doesn't need to, but I still would expect NQ to. So when we come up, I want to see ES number one take these equal highs here, relative equal highs, put in an SMT, and then look to see if we have a change in the state of delivery here, and we have break structure to the downside to go take these equal lows here. So that's kind of what I would want to see. I would expect to see something like this, where ES comes up, takes that high, NQ does not. We put in an SMT. We have some sort of change in the state of delivery. And then we go take these equal lows. Something like that, right? Because I would want to see an internal model being this, right? Notice what we're doing here in the morning. We're still generating liquidity. Generated sell side, equal lows here, right? I would want to see a bigger time frame SMT get put in from this high, and then we zoom into the 5-minute like such, and then we see displacement here change, and then we look to see if we can recognize model here and take it towards these equal lows. Yeah, so far this looks really nice. Just ran through this. I'd want to see this become a protected high now that we ran through that 1 minute fair value gap. This could be an early entry. This SMT getting put in, and then this for value getting ran through. 5 minutes should open here. Macro just opened. I'm hoping we can retrace in there. Doesn't look like we will. I think macro is just going to open and flush us. Hopefully we can get our entry. ES is really bearish too. I think NQ is just going to dump. This 4-hour candle is going to flip bearish, most likely. I don't really see us coming back. I think we're just going to sell off here. There's another small 5-minute fair value gap that opened up. More so, I'd like to just see us go back to equilibrium, but I don't know if that'll happen. I think this will become a breakaway gap just because of how far down we are. I'm not really expecting us to go back and touch it. I think we're just going to go dump to these equal lows. Honestly, could expect something like this. Because you got to recognize that this SMT on the bigger time frame is going to outweigh this little SMT here and all of the bullish SMTs because order flow is extremely bearish as well. In fact, actually, why would you expect another sweep when we have an SMT? A sweep of what? This high? Like, why I want to see this high get taken? Because this is the turtle soup of the bigger time frame. This is the 15-minute fair value gap. SMT, changing the state of delivery, pull back to equilibrium, expect a continuation lower if that's the bias. So this would be the turtle soup because this is the internal high that's created in an area in which we expect to reject to go to the downside. Our SMT there. I'm going to get into some shorts here, 3 shorts. I think this looks really, really good. 5-minute fair value gap, 15-minute just got tapped back into a bigger time frame SMT, changing the state, just pulled back to equilibrium in an area in which we expect to reject. SMT, turtle soup in the fair value gap. I want to see us just dump. Standard deviation projection is going to be my main target. We do got to keep in mind, though, we are in that imbalance. And then look at this initial projection. Initial projection, 2 to 2.5 gets hit. We rebound back to equilibrium, reject for the bigger time frame model, and then now see expansion towards the next projection, which aligns with the other projection. Really good risk on this. I mean, dude, I really think that we could maybe just dump through all of this. ES is getting down. Oh, we have an SMT at these lows now. That's not good. This needs to get ran through here. We have an SMT at these lows here. Again, similar to the trade we had last time. Don't want to be too focused on that because of this bigger time frame SMT, but it is something to be aware of. I just want to see us start to dump here. Gonna hold this, not gonna take it off or scale anything. Again, stops at break even. If the model works, the model works. If we bounce back, get stopped. A good risk here. Just gonna trust the initial model, let it do its thing here. Don't want to be too focused on the internal PA. All right, I'm scaling 1 right here and then letting the last 2 for standard deviation. I'm going to trail this. So if we don't go take it right now, I'm going to get stopped out and profit. There we go. Oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. Oh my God, this is the PA I've been fucking waiting for this entire year, bro. Oh, this is the PA I've been waiting for. Oh, thank God, thank God. All right, let's get some W's. 557 on the day. We're at 7,200. We're banging. We're actually banging. Holy moly. Holy moly. Can leave a runner to sell side too, but that's all I need right there. That's what I'm confident in. That's what I'm taking. I'm good to go. That's a good day right there. The pace on this account is actually crazy right now. We just got to keep it up. This is like my goal is to prove to you guys that literally 3 micros, a couple micros, that's all it takes. And just the consistency, what it takes to just be picky and be consistent. People say, how can you get 50% on an account or 100% on an account, quickly without, YOLOing? You guys have seen every trade that I take. Every trade that I've taken, do you think that was a good trade? Good risk, good habits, everything that you should be doing, and yet you still get 50%? My goal is to show you guys that you can actually grow an account without being a fucking idiot. We got it, Justin. You control the market.
Got a W on the day.
W on the day, day 3.
About a cold plunge.
I'm actually so surprised how good the price action has been recently. Just the last week, I would say. I mean, the last 6 months, I've been telling people I've just been incredibly de-risked. And the perfect time, I would say last week, just in my opinion, we've had the most efficient price action that we have in the last 3 months. And it's because we're just finally away from all-time highs. And you have to be able to recognize during specific market conditions that it's inevitable for you to get bad price action. And during the last 3 to 6 months, I've seen so many ICT traders lose conviction, blow up so many accounts, and all of these things because they can't recognize market conditions. So I've been in such a longevity mindset recently because I knew we just needed to get away from all-time highs. Now that we finally sold off and we're actually starting to build structure to the downside, price action has been fucking fantastic. And people just need to know to wait for that instead of just taking dumb trades and then being like, oh, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Oh, actually, this is going down. Hold on. I think it's extremely important for you to recognize that the market is not going to give you high quality opportunity 24/7, and it's going to move in cycles and it's going to move in waves. And until you can make the decision to focus on capital preservation first before your offense, it's knowing when to play both. But right now, I'm in the offense. The last 6 months I've been in defense.
Holy shit. I haven't done one of these in so fucking long.
Deep breath. Can't expect to be disciplined in the market. Can't be disciplined outside the market.
Very right.
All right, little overview of the day. One trade taken, I think up around a little bit over $500. Today was day 3. The challenge has been going great. We took honestly great setup. 7 RR trade today. So honestly,
Banger.
Absolute banger. Sniped exactly what we wanted to see. I think one of the complications a lot of people struggle with that it was really clear today to recognize what that could have turned into is being focused and too zoomed in on whatever the internal model looks like and whatever the internal SMT looks like. So when we took a short today, and later in this video, we'll go over the trade Della for it and we'll journal, I'll talk about it. But going into that sell-off when we displaced, there was an internal SMT that was bullish, but the overall draw was lower. When we rebalanced, my Discord and the team was a little bit overly focused on that SMT, and I knew that there's no reason to be. A lot of the time we overanalyze about whatever the internal model looks like instead of recognizing the confidence of what the bigger time frame looks like. So that was kind of what I noticed today of just enter the trade, let it do its thing. Don't focus on whatever the 1 minute is printing. Zoom out, notice how price looks, and just trust the model. And that's what we did today, and it worked out. So I'm happy with it.
Woo. Sheesh. Gotta get the vibes going. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, baby.
Bro, hey, show me your moves real quick.
Hey! We're gonna get it right now. Let's go.
So we're gonna go meet up with Cam
Going
and his
down.
crew. We're gonna go run and get some breakfast, and then we'll see what else the day gives us.
See what else the vibes are.
Look. Oh well.
I'm back.
Well. Sounds like
That's bro. Every
Dude,
time.
literally, bro. You know? You want to have a spare
Gun?
Yeah.
I do not. Not with me today.
Damn. I'll just have to go to the bathroom serious.
Do that trumpet push.
No.
Heading to ecstasy.
It's like, shut up, man.
Should we go to the same ecstasy as normal? Is that how far is that?
I'm down.
What is that? How far is that?
It's like 10.
Oh, I bet. All right.
Does that work for you?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Cheers.
Oh, I get shotgun. Let's go. Thank you.
We're mixing in yeah, day in the, we're mixing in the trading series with like just recording everything else. Come on, brother.
Getting down.
I can keep on losing you over complications. Gone too soon. Wait.
Surprised you didn't go down the seeking arrangements route. You know, with a body like that. I mean,
With a body like that.
I mean, for starters, let's not talk about you know.
bobblehead.
Let's not get into it. But my daughter's kind of hot.
Yo, peep this. Martin, one of my students, absolutely insane. Another good day. Also added 1,200. Wait, so he's gonna follow along with the personal account. Can't thank you enough for the lunch on me next time in Arizona. Bro, these are all PA accounts.
Bro's going off.
Bro has made like so much money.
Hell
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Damn, what the fuck?
Martin is going like every other day. It's like this, bro. I feel like Martin.
Shit, Martin?
If you're watching this, shout out you. You're a beast. I'm so proud of you. You're absolutely killing it, bro.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What are we doing?
You in? What happened?
Well, we got 1 minute, and then I'm hopping on
Oh, for sure.
to do the session.
Quick little charting sesh.
Quick little charting session with the team. All right, so going into the day, today was kind of a day where I really was patient to see how the market open was going to play out. Going to kind of where market was before market opened. One thing that I did notice is I really like these equal lows down here that I wanted to see get taken. The first thing that I noticed when market opened is just the discorrelation between ES and NQ. As you can see on ES, we ended up coming up and taking this high to the left of us, which was actually this external high here. So once we ended up putting this in and having this SMT, I knew that this was most likely going to hold bearish, and I wanted to see NQ finish this sell model to go take these equal lows. So this was kind of the first thing I was looking for. So I was waiting. Market ends up opening up. We start building some more structure. This SMT then gets put into right here. Once this holds, the initial short entry that I wanted to take was actually this 1 minute fair value gap getting ran through. I ended up missing the entry on this, was just a little bit hesitant on it. I think this would have been actually a really nice setup, targeting these lows here as well as this internal, and then letting the runners go to these internal lows here. So this fair value gap ends up getting ran through. We end up selling off straight through these lows and ended up missing the shorts here and never really just got an entry on this model, right? And something I want you guys to realize is this is an entire model in its own, right? You can take a short from here and target these, and this is a model on its own, right? But once we continue to displace through this on a bigger time frame, if we zoom out to the 15-minute, right, this now becomes a change in the state of delivery. So we now get displacement to the downside. Let me go back here. That went too quick. And biggest thing, and one of the main things that we talked about on the live stream today that I want you guys to learn from today is knowing when and when not to trust in SMT. Because when NQ ended up coming down here, we ended up taking this low to the left of us, and we ended up putting in an SMT. And when the people that are looking at this can be, oh my God, sell side swept, SMT at the lows, we're gonna pump to the upside. When you see this, and when you always have a bias like this, zoom out, because a lot of the times it's not telling you exactly what the story is, right? So when you zoom out and you realize this SMT really doesn't do anything, because what is the order flow? Order flow has been incredibly bullish. We're in an accumulative range, meaning every SMT we're getting put in is most likely working. We put in a high here, initial SMT gets put in, right? We sell back inside this range, we displace, come back, another SMT, and we expect to sell off, right? Because right now it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. If we put in a new high and we have an SMT, we expect to see a follow through most likely in an accumulation range, especially when order flow is already bearish. So keep in mind that the small little SMT in this internal range means less than the bigger time frame SMT, right? Always focus on whatever the bigger time frame bias is and recognize that this SMT, the only reason this SMT is going to do anything is just going to be to rebalance price to the fair value gap and then continue lower. So what I was looking at going into this time though is this SMT, I was like, okay, hold on. I want to see how price is going to react to this. And if we are bearish, and if I do expect price to go lower because we've displaced, we've had a change in the state of delivery on the 15-minute here. We now have a 15-minute for value gap opening up bearish. So I wanted to see price pull back to equilibrium of this price range and then look to see a sell-off. Once I saw NQ initially put in this equal high, or this high here, displace, I wanted to see this become the turtle soup. And I wanted to see more structure form in this area so I could have more confidence in a sell model. And the reason I say that is because I'm not sure if this is going to get ran through to the upside, so I want to see how price reacts. So when we end up coming out, we end up putting an SMT after taking the internal high, tapping into the 15-minute for value gap, an area in which I already expect to reject. Bigger time frame is bearish, SMT at the highs. We now have a standard deviation that we can use in from this manipulation leg as well. And we have an SMT in an area in which we expect to reject, right? So right after I saw this internal high get taken, I was like, this is going to be the turtle soup. Nice little SMT. I took a short right after with a stop at this high, very, very tight risk. And we ended up running all the way to the standard deviation where I took off my position in the standard deviation. Now, a lot of room to the downside here. Could have left a runner, but again, with this challenge, I'm taking what I'm confident in. That is 115 points. I do not need anything more than 150 points. Normally, I'm good with 20 to 50. I don't need 115 points. I'm happy with the trade. I don't need to catch all of this low resistance. The more that you start striving and the more that you keep looking for catching big moves like this is when you will not be successful. Take what you're confident in. Focus on trading low-hanging fruit. When it comes to growing this account, what I'm showing you guys in this series is consistency comes from taking what you are confident in. Stop being greedy. Stop focusing on catching big moves so you can go on Twitter and be like, I caught 100, 500 points. Focus what you are confident with and trade it. That is it. If you start trading just focused on what you are confident in the market doing, you're going to become so much more consistent. But it's because we let greed take over and, wanting to prove things wrong or whatever, passive funded, buy an eval, whatever it is, and then that gets in the way of our actual trading, right? And what we are looking for to see happen. Now, the one mistake that I had today is I was significantly under leveraged. It should have been at least a 1K day. When I started this challenge, I made the decision of what I wanted my risk to most likely normally be for every trade, and that was $250 to $300 per trade that I wanted to take. This trade, I risked $100. So this should have been at least a 1K day, if not more. If we look at the risk here, I traded 3 contracts, $100. If I made it so I was actually losing $300, so 9 contracts, it would have been a 2K day, right? And that's great risk. $300 loss for 2K, fantastic risk today, but just significantly under leveraged. Too good of a setup for me to not have, it wasn't even that I had the confidence, I just didn't really realize I was not risking that much. I just entered the normal size that I have been the last couple of days. I should have checked it a little bit more before, gave myself a little bit more risk on the table with this, left a lot of money on the table. And again, trading, 95% of the time, you really shouldn't be focused on that. Our goal isn't to be greedy, but you also have to recognize when it is a part of your system, you can't do that, right? Because that leaves a significant amount of money on the table. That's $1,500 if that's a challenge that we could have had right now from a decision I already had made, right? So that's something that I wrote in my journal that is the problem of today. And again, it's a great problem to have. It's probably one of the better problems to have in trading is to be under leveraged. But today was one of those cases where I just kind of really just wasn't aware of it. I knew I had small risk on. I thought it was good. And I was just trading 3 contracts as I normally have the rest of the trades. Definitely could have put on more contracts here, at least up to $200 risk. And I would have made an extra, $500-600. So that's really the only problem, the only wrongdoing from today. Besides that, solid execution, sniper entries, just beautiful model. And then again, stepped away. That's kind of my plan for this challenge is just you take a trade in the morning, you make your money, and you're on your way. Rest of the day really wasn't much. Didn't look at it at all, pretty much. Hopped off there and called it a day. So we'll take a look at TradeZelly here, about where we were at. Up 1,800 on the account so far. 750 first day, 492. We're up 559 today. No losses so far. Taking a look at this trade, we can see planned R multiple was 5.8, realized was 5.5. Again, risk so far on every trade we've taken has just been absolutely phenomenal. Great execution. I'll read you the notes that I put in for this. Came into the day with a loose bearish bias since we were still in a bigger time frame accumulation range. Once market opened, I noticed the discorrelation between ES and NQ. ES ran to the new highs on the bigger time frame while NQ lagged behind. Once I saw us put the SMT in, I wanted to see NQ have a change in the state of delivery to the downside. Wasn't super confident in the sell model, so I continued to wait. There was an initial short entry on the first 1 minute fair value gap getting ran through to the downside, but I didn't get my entry. So I noticed we opened up the 15-minute fair value gap. My goal was to see how price would react once we retraced there. Once I saw us put in the initial high and then swept it with the SMT, I knew that that was the sell model and we would play it, so I jumped in shorts, targeting the SD projection. Overall solid day, extremely clean execution, stayed patient, sniper entry, took what I was confident with. Wrongs for the day, significantly under leveraged in this position. My goal for this challenge was to risk 250, 300 per trade. Only risked 100 for this trade. Had great RR, but should have at least been a 1K day with this trade, catching 115 points to the downside. So that's pretty much it. Overall solid day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this day of the challenge. Like this challenge, it's only been 3 days, but hopefully the market will continue to provide some nice opportunity like it has been. Very, very clean price action. Finally, because we are away from all-time highs. The last 6 months, I have told my students and YouTube and every social media platform that I have been significantly de-risked the last 6 months because of the price action. Now, and I want to ask you, the trader who's watching this, have you seen a difference in the way that the market has been building price action and just sort of trading throughout the day the last 2 weeks? And it's because we're finally out of all-time highs. We're starting to displace back down. We're out of all-time highs. We're having much more efficient price action, much more quality opportunity, and I'm very happy to see that. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the challenge goes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that good shit, so you can continue to follow along with the challenge. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.